And we're on. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let's get in here. My bitrate is not awful. It's a miracle. Miracle. Miracle.
Miracle.
So tomorrow I'm gonna be trying to get a hold of somebody. My work has been weird lately, man.
I can imagine from what I heard.
I hope what I've prototyped works. I set up the code, it might work? I don't know.
I think it'll be fine.
I hope so. Yeah, those are words. I need to sit down with someone and actually talk this through because, like, I don't know if I'm going crazy right now. I talked with another software engineer, but they're not really helping. They also don't know much about the new software that we're using. So I guess I'm gonna try and sit down with them and have them like download my branch and download the software so that they can do it.
Yep.
Losing
Hopefully
my
they'll
mind.
get you everything that you need.
I'm legitimately losing my mind with this company. Like, it's not their fault, it's just fucking permissions, hell.
Yeah.
Alright.
They just need to get that part handled and everything will be better for them.
Where are you right now?
Same place we last left off.
Okay,
in
so you are in
Sharlayan's Labyrinthos.
Aporia. So I wonder if VG will show up. That would be interesting. Maybe we can get him to move forward in the storyline so we can do more dungeons and stuff.
That way he can shoot things more with bow.
That way he can actually, like, do things with us.
Oh goodness, your HP bar showed up.
Where are you? Oh, I see. Oh, this is not... Cool. I'm thinking for... Today's Wednesday. I'm thinking maybe Friday I'll do an Into the Radius stream and see how far I can go.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking at least.
Nice.
That way I can see what has changed. I can't wait to start off with a Makarov again, that's gonna be great. But I do have inserts now to where I can see a little bit better, so...
That's good.
Not struggling with that. He is in cutscene. Jebka.
They are enjoying a lemon for the first time.
I've never ate a lemon before.
All they had was carrots.
That's all they've eaten?
Yep.
Oh, wait, you're showing the rabbit people, like, the stuff of Atheres, so to speak.
Yes. Yes, no, this gentleman I'm talking to has only ever eaten carrots.
Yeah, seems like it.
Can't you see they've helped his eyes grow horns?
It appears as if I am unable to heal you. So my sword was really glowing with that. That's pretty neat. Red Mage is neat. It's the only thing I'd say about that. It is very, very neat. Oh, I think I might know what happens next. Is little Shackles. Hello. Biologist has worms on the brain. Okay. May not be the most inventive solution, but what if you were to make an even stronger pesticide? Okay. Grr, but how? What if we just set everything on fire? Assuming that's a yes, I'll need you to get your hands on a luncheon toad's poison gland. I'll take the rest. Okay. These toads are not to be trifled with. Think you're up to it? It clearly isn't, so I'd say you're our only hope. Okay. Wait, oh right, I, for some reason, can understand them. I guess that's the power of the echo or something. Little boy. Right, I forgot, I joined a really weird quest line with this one. See what's happening, right? Alright, how many luncheon toads do I need? I just need one. Alright, well.
When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins.
I killed it too quick. I burnt all my cooldowns on a single level 81 mob. That might be a little overkill.
Ah, it's daytime again here, I guess.
Daytime
Or-
is nice. Oof, judging by the smell, I think it's safe to assume you've got what I asked for. Allow me to tuck that away before we all pass out from the stench. Okay, here you go. Little baby. Out of smell, out of mind. Now that I've got all I need to make one of the most potent pesticides out there. Cool.
There, well, you can't see it.
Hold on just a moment.
Do 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 do.
Catboy, a scare. Director? What exactly are you making here? Why does it smell like the inside of a toad? And you,
Inside of-
Noelle Tia, I believe your job requires you to bring any missing specimens back to the Archaeon, not to take them on a tour of the realm. Please, allow me to explain.
Please, good sir.
Elf Lady showed up and suddenly scary music.
Because elves are scary, Pat.
See why you see. Okay. Not permit you release such a potent pesticide inside of my Archaeon. Could damage that which is housed within, and there's no telling how it might affect the Labyrinthos' environment once the fumes inevitably escape the building. Whilst the pesticide we currently use may be on the weaker side, that is also one of its strengths. It has a negligible impact on the environment. You clearly haven't given your plan much thought. Fear not, I shall come up with a solution in due course. For now, let us return the special into the Archaeon. There's little to be gained by allowing a troll to ruminate in such matters, no matter how odd it may be. You're gonna get kicked in the shin? Give me another chance. I can't sit back and watch those marvelous books be destroyed. Is it addressing me? Kinda. I guess I can understand trolls now. It really wishes to protect the home so strongly. Very well, in light of you having discovered the woodworm issue in the first place, I shall grant you one more
Oh,
chance.
you're going through that quest.
Yeah, I haven't done it. Should you prove capable of ridding us of this infestation, I promise to cease treating you as a mere specimen. Assuming that you come up with a solution all on your own, of course. You are forbidden from consulting your researchers, understood? Head nod.
So he's going through actually trying to cure the issue himself, then, eh? Or herself, I don't know.
I wish I could do the Vinesauce voices a bit better. I guess I should practice a bit more. Where did you go?
Nowhere.
All the way over there, I see. Are you talking to someone? These stairs go down, Jin Barazi. I'm glad no one questions me riding a dragon. It's very nice.
I mean, same. Especially the Ishgarians, they don't care either.
Yeah, it's great. Bop, bop.
So is dual cast just a passive for you?
Yeah.
When do you get it?
Anytime I cast a spell.
Or I should say, what level do you unlock it at?
Level 1.
Dual cast?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is how Red Mage works in general. I like Red Mage anyway because most of their magic is lightning based, and I like lightning mages.
Yes.
So what's going on your side, James?
Talking to Uber Danger.
Uber Danger?
Urianger.
Oh, Urianger. Cursive man.
Man who speaks in cursive.
Yes.
No doubt Argus relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them and us for a fortnight. The last time is of the essence. That was probably the most normal sentence I've heard out of him in a while.
I just want one day for him to completely break characters, be like, yeah, we should probably go there.
Everybody's head just cracks as they stare at him. What have you done with that?
Wrong person.
We're gonna get the, not the cannons, but the growing way.
Growing way?
Growing way is sad.
Oh, that sucks for them. Ah, I see we're growing down.
We'll going down, and then this way apparently.
Uh-huh. To the Charlian Hamlet, it seems.
Back to where we first met them.
And so.
Now for a cutscene. The bunnies are happy that they have learned about the world. That also means they have to learn a whole bunch more and make a lot of changes.
Boy.
Stay tuned to know why, because I saw the reconstruction environmental data.
Lots of things happening, it seems.
So leafy. Are all your trees like that?
Yes.
Oh,
Black Chocobo. It has a little hat.
I wonder if I should mention to them about the forest in the first, that they had purple trees.
The purple leaves. The tree's overtaken by aspected light aether.
Yep. When a tree itself produces light, is it still surviving off of photosynthesis?
I think it's radioactive.
Yes, everybody who lives there will eventually get cancer. That's great.
Honestly, at this point, I think that's the least of their worries. It's like when you eat so many bananas, I think it's like 10 million bananas, you die of radiation poisoning. It's like, no, you die of something else first.
Do you know how long that would take to do it normally? You would
have to do it.
have passed enough that it wouldn't matter anymore.
You have to eat it at the same time. I think that was literally how you were supposed to do it.
So how tall would a stack of 10 million bananas?
How many bananas? Hold on, let me double check this. Bananas does it take to radiation poison. Yeah, it's 10 million bananas. It would have to be done at the exact same time. You would have to eat 100 bananas in order to get the equivalent of background radiation for a day of living in the United States.
Ah. The horrors of consuming only bananas. Well, in orbit.
I could eat bananas.
Nothing but bananas.
I could live off of bread and bananas, dude, honestly. Hey, stop
Banana
shitting on
bread.
the United States, that's my job. We're on some
Bananas.
tangents at the moment, Satsu. Talking about bananas and background radiation. Hope you're having a nice night, man. It's kind of chillin', letting James go through the story while shenanigans happen around him. So kind of treating this like a podcast at the moment while I wait.
Intermittent podcasts
Like-
between small boats of conflict.
I like bananas. Unfortunately, I don't like the bugs that hatch from banana skin and fly around my home. So,
Ooh.
I'm weird. I refrigerate / freeze my bananas.
Freezing is fine if you're gonna turn it into a smoothie.
So I freeze them more often than not. I freeze
Actually,
a
I
lot.
like to use frozen bananas make a better base than yogurt does, in my opinion.
True, that's true. I want yogurt. I want food, but I need to cut back on how much I eat.
I wish I could do yogurt, but it destroys my insides.
Oh right, you have lactose intolerance, don't you?
I think that's what it is, but it might be more than that too.
I
I need to actually go see a doctor at some point.
too am lactose intolerant. I think
Bananas are a safe alternative.
I think my favorite story from when I worked at Dairy Queen was so we had non-dairy based ice cream, but somebody wanted, you know, dairy based ice cream. Look at the map. Further east you go in terms of grade of the lactose intolerance. Fair. But at Dairy Queen, I had a customer come in and they wanted like full on dairy ice cream, and I remember asking him, I was like, okay, you told me you're lactose intolerant, like, I can get you, you know, non-lactose ice cream. He's like, nah, dude, I already took my Lactaid, just fuck me up. I was like, okay. That works for me. My man came prepared. So I've never had an issue with lactose, and I drink milk a lot. So every time I hear like one of the Skyrim NPCs be like, "What are you, a milk drinker?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want to fight about it?" Milk make my bones strong, make my hammer hit harder. I think there's one more dungeon, James, before the
Yeah, it'll be at the
thingy.
89 dungeon.
Yeah.
Because we're dealing with the 88 enemies now, so I'm guessing 89 will be soon.
Yes.
That and also, like, the plot is moving towards a point, because we know the actual enemy now.
The
We
plot is thickening.
Also, they are playing non-stop the music from the, like, the trailer now.
Oh yeah.
So even here I'm getting the trailer's music,
Oh, that's funny.
but only like the first scene with Alize in it.
Okay.
Alright, Mr. Troubled Researcher, what we gotta do for you?
Going all around though. Alright, what do you got? A love was forged through time's darker. Do not succumb to fear. Okay, I guess they're lovebirds or something.
Oh, can I help you?
So, this game has conditioned me that all small people are evil unless proven otherwise.
Have the rabbits proven you otherwise?
Well, they're aliens, so...
So they're not people?
yeah, they're not people.
Oh, okay. To be fair, the Lalafell are innately evil, apart from, like, the queen.
No, she's just oblivious. I think that kind of overwrites her evil.
Being oblivious makes you incapable of being evil.
Like, legitimately, A Realm Reborn and Heavensward gave me drink PTSD. Like, every time there's an NPC that takes a sip of something next to me, I'm just like, really focusing on them. It's like, don't die. This will be like the 6th time. None of the times have been my fault either. I was a victim of one of those too. It's actually amazing how many people literally just fucking get poisoned in this game. I'm wondering... I guess I could do a quest while I wait.
Go ahead.
This guy looks contemplative.
I'm helping this guy get over his, what is a good way to put it? The thing could blow up in the air kind of feeling.
It's amazing how many people poison themselves in real life. I mean, there was the whole Tide Pod epidemic that happened.
Oh god.
I don't know why that happened, but it did. And the people who drink bleach. How do you even fix that? Like, you have to pump mushrooms, overdose, alcohol, cigarettes. Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess how to fix... Yeah, you don't. They're just dead. Okay. I believe that's a Darwin Award, right? Wait, what? That's the first time I've seen a Hrothgar out here. Interesting. Okay. They don't You don't. Liquefactive necrosis. They don't necessarily die, but they fuck up their insides. Oh. Well.
Whoa.
Bleach is a base. Wait. Is it a base?
I'm all about that base.
Yes, I had a brain fart. pH 11 to 13. So it is basic. I know basic substances can be just as caustic as acidic ones. Sometimes even more so. Base worse than acids in general. Liquefactive versus coagulative necrosis. Okay. Talking about ingestions. Okay. I mean, either way, I don't think it's a good idea to drink anything that's strongly basic or strongly acidic. Hydrofluoric Is that hydrofluoric acid can spilled on your skin can kill you? I know about that. There's wild therapies out there like intra-arterial calcium. That's, interesting. I bet it's expensive. I bet it's really expensive. Ugh. Everything in the hospital is expensive. I mean, that's fair. So I'm not going to mention any names, of course, but I've been having a problem with people not showing up to work at my job. And one of those people I'm kind of relying on. But the thing that kills me is like I'm being paid less than them because I'm going through like 2 contracts. So somebody's surprise. Somebody's taking money off the top of my contract. I'm only getting 50K a year. But the guy I'm supposed to be working with hasn't shown up for 2 weeks, and he's making 6 figures, and I have no idea why he's not showing up. They're still paying him. I don't understand it, but I get the feeling there isn't much longer for that arrangement. I don't understand how people can like get a job, especially like one that's high up in the tech industry, and then just not show up. Meanwhile, I don't even have the permissions to straight up download. Guy probably has another job. I wouldn't be surprised. He kind of vanished for like, or is doing hookers and blow.
With that much money? Yeah, probably.
Listen, I just want to get like an apartment so I can live away from my parents. It's still crazy to me. Excuse me. It's crazy to me how people can charge $1,400 for a fucking 678 square foot apartment that's only like 1 bed with no dryer hookup. Pat's mom walks by with tears in her eyes. I want to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. Like 10K in savings. I just want to leave. I'm so upset that I didn't. Well, I know why I didn't go with James earlier. I just didn't have the means to do it. But I want out of this house so bad, and nothing's.
Pretty sure it was parents back then too.
Yeah. And no apartments are gonna open up until January. That's really frustrating. But I don't understand how, Pat, you want to live in the middle of Wisconsin with me. So, Minnesota was actually on the docket. It was tempting actually to move to Minnesota, but yeah, I hear it's nice. I also hear it's cheap. Even if I start making good public education for your future kiddos. So, I think I have a fear of commitment because I don't know, I cannot fathom like dating someone and doing anything with them without being around them for like at least like 6 months. Like, if that makes sense. Like,
I would say that's actually a good idea, honestly. Spend time with them physically to get to know them, even if it's like in trips and whatnot, before you commit.
I cannot fathom dating or being with somebody seriously without being around them for like 6 months and like just being friends or whatnot. I've been burned so many times for one, but also I don't know. It's a smart way to go about it. I just don't like the hookup mentality, and that's kind of like the way everybody does it nowadays, right? They just kind of go to a bar or they get like an app and they expect to just get a hookup. That's not what I'm looking for.
You're not looking to just, bang somebody?
No.
You're looking for a relationship? Oh, that's so weird.
I'm looking for a relationship. I want somebody who's there to emotionally support me. And honestly, who's there to, like, we can, like, take the stress off of each other's backs. Like, legitimately.
Like, support? Emotional support? What is that? It's a foreign concept.
Life already sucks, like... I want the person I fall in love with to also, like, fall in love with me. Men don't have emotions, shut the fuck up. Oh, yes. I'm just gonna go ahead.
Have emotions? What are you talking about?
Just gonna go look at the suicide rate really quick. Or I mean,
you shouldn't do that, Pat. You'll get depressed.
I'll
Which
look.
You can't do.
I'll have. Sorry, I need to rephrase myself, or else I'll get like demonetized, and Twitch will shoot me in the knee. The commit unalive statistics.
Ah, yes, that's right. The S word is not allowed.
No, all those people all died accidentally, like Putin's lieutenants. Their
poison just happened to. I'm sorry, their food just happened to be poison.
I'm convinced.
I should say their poison just happened to be fooded.
I'm convinced that Putin is Stalin 2.0, but stupid. Like, honestly. I think he's Stalin 2.0, but stupid. I mean, you've never had polonium in your coffee before?
I need to find 8 people that need my help, and there's people who don't need my help mixed in.
Why do they call helium, curium, and barium the medical elements? Because if you can't helium or curium, you barium! I did a research paper on barium. Yeah, I like barium. I mostly like barium because it's a very deeply sanguine red. I really like the color of it. Granted, if I remember right, it is fiercely carcinogenic in its pure state.
Are you in need of help over here, mister? No, you are not. Fuck you.
I'm very close to getting my motorcycle, and I'm very excited about it. Don't use barium. Don't use barium in identification of esophageal ruptures. My man, I'm gonna nod and say I know what that is, but I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh goody, that person counts, even though they seemed in better
your food tube
than others.
Is your esophagus. Oh, gotcha. So look, your food tube can have hole. I feel like that's a little dangerous.
Yes, where does it drain out to?
If a hole is present. Okay. Barium is a contrast agent. Gotcha. Okay.
People, stop coping. I need you to don't be stressed so I can get this quest done.
In your chest cavity, abdominal cavity, nasty. Yeah, I could see that. Water-soluble contrast is okay. Barium ain't that. Barium is not water-soluble, it seems. Come on, man, just let me eat chunks of pure barium. Yeah. It'll be fine. There are some substances, right? You. There are some substances, right, where it just activates that stupid, retarded, like, completely dumb ape brain, and you're like, I want to eat that. It's like I think one of those things is the cattails, shiny stuff. Yeah, gemstones in particular. That always. That's the stupid part of my brain that's like, eat the gemstone, Pat. Eat the quartz crystal. It'll be fine.
Woo. Gotten about half of the people I needed to talk to.
Dentists hate him. Learn one trick.
Oh, hey. Arion J, you're over here.
I think my favorite YouTube videos are when people get cattails and they bite into it and it just explodes.
Yeah, you don't do that. Jesus.
It reminds me of the people who bite down on, like, the little poofball dandelions. Legit, though, have you ever had dandelion root coffee? It sounds weird.
Not.
It is very good, in my opinion. It has a more flowery taste, but of course it would. But it's basically coffee. You mute a little bit of the bitterness, and you get more flowery out of it. It's pretty good. I'm pretty sure it was poor man's coffee, right? Is dandelion root, but you clean it up and you roast it like you would a bean. I can tell. Poppy tea? Poppy tea's really good. Poppy tea, lavender tea is really good. Mint tea is really good. You're making me want to go make tea, my man. But I don't know. I'm really hankering for Find Your Inner Brit. So I usually drink Earl Grey. That's kind of my drink of choice. But as of late, I've been jonesing for coffee. Like, I've been craving the bitterness, and I don't know why. I really want the bitterness right now, too. And it's stupid, because I know I'll drink the caffeine, and then I won't be able to fall asleep. And I'll wake up after about, like, 2 hours of sleep from tonight, and I'll look like garbage. And I won't get any work done tomorrow. Oh, right, I forgot to do my timesheets yesterday. But, I don't know. Is that just, like, the modern workplace, though? Is just people don't show up? Because it's happened to almost everybody I've worked with so far. I'm about to be put on a different team because so many of my people have been weeded out. On top of that, they're cross-training me for back-end services, which is great for me because that's going to be more money in the future. But, I don't know, I'm kind of like lost. They're doing PI planning for the new Pat, recognize warning signs of a poor job. So here's the thing. I was hired on by Apex to work with a group. I'm serious. I was hired on to work with Apex on a project with a bunch of Ascension guys. And all of the Ascension guys have, like, failed. There's a guy who's fucking genius as shit. Like, really, really smart, and I hung around him for a day. He just blew through the code, and I was crazy impressed. My boss is unfortunately majorly overworked right now.
Probably because all of his team has failed.
Yeah.
Apart from, like, you and that other guy.
The funny thing is, the people who have been being fired are the white guys.
Ha!
Like, they're all fucking lazy. They don't do anything. When you ask them to be around, they don't show up. Like, it sucks.
Let's see.
Maybe white guys recognize the value in this climate. I mean, they're getting paid a little over twice what I'm getting paid, and they're not working. I think they're poor workers, my man. James, your travel path is just arcane to me.
Ha. I'm trying to find the last person that I have not talked to in this entire town.
Like,
Can they be outside of the town? No, they can't be all the way out there.
Like, honestly, give me the offshore team any day of the week. They'll get shit done, and they'll actually talk with me. Versus the people I'm working with.
That is rare to hear.
It's so much better working with the offshore team, man. It's insane. Like, they actually do stuff, and they talk about things that I like talking about, too. Like...
There he is, of course, the last corner of this place. I wish it was that way with the support on my end of things, but unfortunately, not as much.
That's a shame.
But at the same time, they do have to deal with a whole bunch of fucking racist Americans calling them, like, all day long.
That's true, that's true.
So I would be a little bit tense to work at any job like that.
The reason I can't just jump ship right now, even though, like, a part of me is saying that I should, and you outright just said it's a poor working environment, a part of the reason I can't do that is because I'm on contract, and I'll break contract and be force paid $15K if I just up and leave.
Well, that apparently wasn't the right person. Shit.
Makes sense. How long is the contract run? 3 years. But honestly, my plan at the moment is to save up to where... Yeah. Here's my plan. My plan is to either save up in order to just buy myself out of the contract, so there's no way that 15K is enforceable. I know it's not. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. Because I'll be able to buy myself out regardless. They've already made that off of me, to be completely honest, bro. Float your resume out there. No, dude, I'm totally doing that. Trust me. And that's part of the reason why I'm trying to be, like, stellar with this job. Because I've already met people who interviewed me in the past. And I've been talking to them. I've been working with them. Yeah. And it's funny because they're having the issues of craziest thing. Incestuous field. So it's a small field, that's the problem. Like, you'd think that a front-end developer would be a little bit more common, because it isn't particularly hard to get into. You really only need to learn, like, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, some libraries associated with those, React or JavaScript. If you're looking at doing MPAs, there's a couple other libraries / frameworks you can use. But you really don't need to learn more than that. Maybe picking up Redux. I would say Redux is really important to learn. Axios is pretty good as a plugin, and then you probably want to use Redux Thunk to handle asynchronous functionality for Redux. But a lot of the time when you hear, how much time would you say you spent learning these languages? So learning alone, I'd say about 4. Well, I spent about 2 years with JavaScript, and I'm still learning stuff. React has been about 2 years as well. Angular has been about 2 years, but I'm not as familiar with Angular anymore. It's been a while. HTML and CSS you don't need to spend too long on, honestly. It's nice to brush up on them, but JavaScript's kind of the big one. Yeah, no, so, no joke, that is literally most of the time what I got in the interviews. on my resume, I can very confidently say I have about 6 years experience with JavaScript, about 2 with React and Angular. But that's not enough. They want 5 to 10 years with specifically React or Angular. And the problem is they want you to also have experience with the newer updates for both of those softwares. The HR guys think if they look for somebody with 10 years experience, they're going to have HRs. It's always incompetent. But they
HR
think,
is not a competent group to hire. They should never hire.
yeah. But they think that if they hire someone with 10 years experience, 10 plus years experience, they're going to get somebody who's totally up to date. 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. Especially with how quickly a lot of these frameworks and stuff are updating. Like, let's talk about Angular. Angular has had a major release literally like 2 months ago. Like, it updates constantly. They should stick to protecting the company from lawsuits. They should stick to actually finding ways to make the humans in the company feel like humans rather than resources.
Yeah.
And this is the thing too, like, I come to realize the smaller companies are legitimately just better than any corporation. Like, it bleeds into everything. It's like a disease. It seeps into the blood vessels of life and slowly but surely corrupts it from the inside, turning it into nothing but a rotten, gelatinous mess until there's
Seeing that in my
nothing
company.
left. Yeah.
Because HR now does the hiring, and yeah, place has not had but 2 employees for well over 3 months now. Not my place, thankfully, but we're sticking to literally rehiring old employees to try and avoid the train wreck of hiring a random one.
God. And the problem is too, like, it's seeped into necessities, like the housing market. You have these enormous ass companies who go out and they buy just shit tons of swaths of land, and they'll hold places as empty and vacant for years, and they'll jack up the prices to basically the company standard. Like, they think that somebody living in fucking Minnesota is gonna want to pay $1,600 for a fucking studio apartment because that's what somebody over in California would pay. And then when you call them out on it, they're like, oh, whatever. Or my favorite thing, this has actually been happening to me. That's how much I'm paying now. Yeah. In Arkansas. Arkansas, fuck. But it's like...
Arkansas.
But it kills me, because, like, and then, like, if there's a problem, it goes on a waiting list, and it's not just a waiting list for, like, the apartment complex that you're at. It goes on a waiting list for the whole fucking country, the whole company. So you'll be, like, the only one in your apartment complex who has an issue that needs to be fixed, but you're, like, number 247 out of the whole company in terms of the ticketing. I don't understand. I hate big companies because they're inefficient, they constantly make poor decisions, and they're insulated from the outside world because of money. 9 times out of 10, the person who's running the whole thing has basically outdated information from the 80s and are running off of that, / they don't care anymore, and they're just going through the motions. Calm down there, communist. Listen, my man. I'm very much so an independent. The funny thing is, like, on the political, keep worshipping that pedestal of, at the pedestal of Raygun. The funny thing is, I'm actually very much so left-leaning, but I'm libertarian left, which apparently is weird. A lot of people consider that very strange, and I guess it's probably because of my naivety. Maybe if I were more jaded, I'd have a different political alignment. Oh, I'm jaded, I still okay, fair. 10 out of 10. Like, is it so much to ask for a little regulation without, like, a trick or a loophole? Till I make enough money where I become the capital class. Be full right. I mean, you're gonna vote what benefits you, which honestly, like, that's just how the world works, right? Or at least America works at the moment. The people who have money are just they're gonna propagate. That it's how it's gonna work. Kidding, by the way. I get you, man. I get you. But I mean, I'm on the lines of, like, if somebody came up to me tomorrow and was like, "Here's $100 million. You can bet your sweet bippy I'm going to invest. I'm going to make decisions and change my behavior to make sure that that money stretches as far as possible." I will buy land. I will found a company. Like,
Aw. Irion, you're getting a hug.
oh, that point. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, unfortunately, there is a growing dissenting smart poor people class. Buy houses, apartment, run up the rent, and you'll make me cry, and then I'll cry. So, a funny thing about that, I've spent about $800 so far on hobby get sweetheart contracts. Jesus, I've spent about $800 on just applications, and I haven't received anything back from those applications. I'll buy media outlets to denigrate the poor, denigrate and dehumanize. Listen, I just want to, like, chill life. Like, even if I got rich as fuck, I'd probably still live in, like, a shitty apartment or, like, a little house. The playbook goes deep. Like, the problem is the system is set up. Don't even get me started on the market. The system is set up to where the people who would be very smart with the money, who are currently poor, are fucked. Because rich people don't want smart people to get into their ranks, because smart people will weed out the stupids at the upper echelons. Because that's how that works. Smart people will outthink the money when they have the resources to do so. And there's nothing more dangerous to a rich person than a smart rich person. Honestly, no, rich people don't want anyone to join their ranks. I mean, fair. But their worst case scenario is a smart person. Smart rich person. And you ain't it. Yeah. Honestly, I truly believe in the idea of the generational... I don't mean to sound bad here. I believe in the idea of the generational wealth, where you basically have to have several generations just sacrifice their quality of life in order to build up something that just generates money. And it has to be a concerted effort over a couple hundred years in order to get it to work. And it needs to keep going to propagate on and on. And you basically have to pass on that information over and over and over again and hand tailor the life of the next generation in order to make it work. That's holding high hopes for your genetic line. I mean, especially considering it's Italian-Irish, my man, there's a lot of fuck-ups there. Don't pop out, morons. Like I said, Italian-Irish can be very hard there. Unless, like, my child comes out and they claim that their last name is Medici, I don't think I'm going anywhere. My earnings dies with me. Actually, no, your earnings go to the government because, you know, they need to waste that on the next street light that costs several $1 million. My brother's children. There you go. That's the thing, though, isn't it? Such flashy particle effects from Red Mage. Honestly, though, in order to join the Rich Kid Club, you basically have to make a concerted effort over a couple hundred years. Or you have to get exceedingly lucky. That's how I see it. The whole adage, right place, right time. And then you also have to be smart with that luck. It still frustrates the hell out of me. My parents watch those reality TV shows, and the one that they've been watching the most lately has been like some yacht company where they bring out rich people onto the yacht for like a couple weeks. And these people have no qualifications whatsoever other than like being able to cook or being able to do laundry or being able to handle like manual labor. And they spend like 2-3 months of the years out on a yacht. And after that 2-3 months is done, they get paid like 300K for existing on the yacht, plus they're tipped like 500K. Cause you know. And then you have like the Real Housewives, the quote unquote Real Housewives, where the majority of them, all they do all day is exist and breathe and produce carbon dioxide. I don't believe those numbers at all. I don't know, man. Considering like kind of shit I've seen from those people, I really hate these reality TV shows because it paints this picture of like rich people being these like idols and like amazing people, and that it's normal to have this petty drama that means nothing. The only qualification in life that you need is being poor and pretty. I agree. It makes things significantly easier if you're attractive. I am not that. I am not attractive.
River danger crying.
Or Yashe. Ugh. But I have also thought of sending over my application to some of the Japanese companies and maybe looking at getting a green card or a work visa to work over in Japan and live there. I've been thinking about doing that, to be completely honest. I know somebody who works Toyota over there, and they need developers. I might just poke that reference there. I think James knows who I'm talking about.
Is it your friend in the server?
Yes.
Yes.
He shows up on occasion. He doesn't show up that often, but at the same time, his times are all fucked up because he's in Japan.
Almost, not quite, but almost the exact opposite side of the world.
Yeah. I should invite him to the... This would be a good chat for him to show up on, because he has like really weird random stories. I'm gonna go ahead and add him into this, to be honest. Fuck it.
Oh.
Toyota Sino. Have you seen the Mark V Supras? I'm sorry, I meant the BMWs. Oh god. To be fair, the quality of all automobiles have dropped significantly over the past like 5 years. Missed the electric car train and on purpose. Well, yeah, it's because he's an idiot. He doesn't need a lobotomy, he already has it. To be fair, a lot of the people over in Japan are pretty behind on the times when it comes to a lot of things. He was uniquely positioned to. Well, yeah, he's an idiot. I think we need to invest in nuclear, personally. I know that might be controversial, but in terms of energy, I think we need to invest in nuclear. All in nuclear, yeah.
Nuclear cars.
Cars, I'm interested in hydrogen for cars, personally.
It would be a much cleaner solution if they were to do that.
But nuclear is a great electrical power source, and people don't think about that. Maybe 80% nuclear and 20% nuclear fusion. You could see that, yeah. I love the equations behind nuclear power. It's so cool. And I need to like sit down and actually go through that again.
It's been so long since I've delved into physics.
There's no way I could do nuclear physics, but I do like the equations behind it. Nuclear is the solution. Yeah, dude. It's the closest thing we'll have at the moment to harnessing the star, the sun.
So I think, was it Physics 3, I think, would have delved into nuclear?
To the world, yeah. To the world's woes, and especially that of Western Europe. Well, dude, like, honestly, I could market a nuclear company so easily. Astrodyne. Harness the power of the stars. Could wear a stupid turtleneck and get circle glasses that are slightly smoked, and sit up on stage and act like a pont. You know how many rich people would eat that up? Have a creepy stare? Or like occasionally just look away like you have PTSD, just like... No, to be honest, if I did that though, I'd be assassinated by some oil baron's hired assassin. I'd be shot and decades of research would suddenly disappear.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
I agree. If anybody made any like push for nuclear, they would vanish, or they'd get bought out. Honestly, it's more likely that they get bought out, to be fair. You'd fall down some stairs. You know what? They would walk up to me and say, "You're taking 10 million, and that's it. You cut everything you do. You're taking 10 mil, and that's done. Go away." Then 10 mil is nothing.
For poly...
Whereas to someone like me, 10 mil is like more than I'll make in a lifetime. 10 mil is retirement money. 10 mil is setting up investment and having your next generation live off of that investment. Go lay in a beach in Portugal. Yeah, I feel that. You know how much I want to play, like, Brazilian bar music and stuff on my stream, but, like, the copyright system would just murder me? Like, have you ever heard Morena? I fucking love that song. But I would literally get, like, put up against a white wall with, like, 3 YouTube moderators with rifles, and then they just unload. Like, honestly, that's the problem nowadays, too. Companies have learned that if they just approach... Lol, YouTube moderators. You mean the bot software programs? Yeah. I would have a Terminator, like, literally just appear at the center of my bed and disintegrate it with, like, the little electrical orb. And he'd stand up and just blow me away. That's what would happen. It'd happen live on stream. Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself would come to my house and just blow me away with a 44. Oh, God. I wonder when nihilism is gonna come back. We're reaching, like, Black Mirror nihilism pretty soon, I'd say. We're already in the late stage capitalism part, with corporations and stuff. Like, why can't people just be nice to one another? Is that so much to ask? I know that sounds like a little weenie baby sort of, like, mentality, but at the same time, like, we're not in the Middle Ages anymore. Like, you don't need to measure your dick against somebody else, and you don't need to, like, murder the shit out of women and children to get what you want. Like
nowadays, we have the ability to translate any language to any language. We can literally talk things out.
Corporations have to remember that they have to give enough wages so that people can afford their products. So here's the thing, and this is something I predict will happen, especially with the housing market as to what's going on lately. Corporations are going to overcharge, and people aren't going to be able to live in their houses, or they're not going to be able to spend money anywhere else. As such, the people are only going to be able to buy their houses and live in it, and they won't be able to spend anything on, you know, necessities or stuff like that. And then we're going to see a housing crash. We're already in a crisis. We're in the death throes of the crisis at the moment. Honestly, I don't understand how so many people collectively can be that stupid. I know why, it's greed. Greed breeds
complacency.
Greed breeds stupidity. You need to meet more people. You're right, though. Well, I mean, I need to meet more people outside of work. I'm surprised that some people know how to breathe.
You'll be surprised. They have to be told sometimes.
Oh, good lord.
Hey, another one up there.
But wouldn't it be a situation where, like, if you fit a whole bunch of stupid people in a room, that they'll figure out how the Rubik's Cube works with the collective knowledge? Like, am I asking for too much? Like, that works with monkeys, right? We're close enough to those. Like, think of my patient population. Well, so I'll have some hope. Fuck. I mean, I guess I kind of fall under the stupid because I still don't have health insurance. And my remedy for not having to spend a lot of money on healthcare is don't get sick.
Yeah.
Like, interesting strategy. It's not gonna pay off for me.
Eventually, you will get sick. It's inevitable. We all do.
Yeah.
Unless you literally live inside a bubble.
I'm getting close to that, to be honest. Once I move out, I actually will get blackout curtains, like...
The horribly ironic thing with that is with the ability to have your groceries delivered to your house, you literally can just live in your house if your job is at home too.
Yeah. If I get super sick, I'll just die or run away from the country to get away from the bill. Well, it's the new mortgage. It's the new death, what is it called? Death loan or whatever. It's medical bills and, housing. Those two things are gonna be the death of America. Whatever happened to China with their economic crisis that happened recently? Has that been swept under the rug yet? Has everybody forgotten about it? I think everybody's forgotten about it.
Oh yeah.
'Cause,
Everybody
like-
thought they were going to crash, and then they're like, well, actually, and then they moved on.
Like, did they crash? Like, China
I
print
have
some
no
money.
idea.
Oh, so they did the short term. They did the short term thing, didn't they?
They probably fucked their long term by doing some short term investment.
To be fair, it's very rare that China does the short term solution.
Oh, that's because they probably were actually going to crash if they didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they were like, yeah, well, let's push the save our lives and give us more time to think about how to fix this problem button.
I wonder when China steals bank deposits. U.S. steals taxes and pensions. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. The 1% who has more money than literally anyone would ever need for the next, like, 10 generations of their lineage. And even then, they've still got plenty. I think the only chance I got is to get in it with, like, a rich chick. That's the only chance I got. Or if, like, there's a rich dude who's gay. Like, I think that's the only way I would get in there. Listen, if a dude with the last name Rockefeller and, like, a bank account bigger than the moon walks up to me and says, we're gonna do it, and I'll pay for you for the rest of your life, I'd probably nod, honestly.
A lot of people would have a very hard time turning down one act for the rest of their life being comfortable.
Like, I'm not above
Men,
that.
women, doesn't fucking matter.
I'm not
Most
above
people
that.
don't- Most people don't have such high esteem of themselves that they'd be willing to, unless they're already rich themselves.
Yeah, only people who would deny that is another rich person. But they don't need the resources.
Or if they're, you know, like religious or super uber against whatever the hell they're being told to do.
Yeah. It's like, I'll
But-
be a trophy husband for someone. If they want to pay for my existence, I will not give a fuck.
Too bad I don't have the really high income job, damn.
Ah, damn it, James.
You probably get paid a lot more than I do, to be fair.
So, butt sex is my religion. Also so selfish. That's fair. I mean, technically, I'm Catholic, so it's also against mine. But...
For mine, it depends which side of the chapel you sit on, I guess.
Money is money at the end of the day. Let's be fair.
Living is living.
Yeah.
Dying is not a preferable thing to living.
Just joking, I don't have a religion. Fair. I don't blame anybody who doesn't have a religion. At this point, I use my religion as a stencil for stitching my own moral code. And also, the literature's kind of neat. I heard somewhere, and I think this is funny, that the Old Testament God is the drunk, abusive father. The New Testament God is the day after when the drunk, abusive father is trying to make amends.
Ha. Doesn't sound too far off. Considering,
I've pissed off a lot of my family saying that, but I don't care.
You pissed them off because they know they can't refute it.
Honestly, let's be honest. God is Christianity's DNPC.
Huh.
It's Christianity's Mary Sue.
I mean, quite literally by their nature, yeah.
It's a funny thought, that. What have you found, James?
I have found the keyboard.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, apparently the last of the Aether things was inside the cave way behind us.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, Alice, what's with the boxes?
She's boxing. Ha 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 ha.
Knowing her, that would make sense, honestly. Why? Sure. Yes, considering what I did in... I
So,
can never remember the fucking name of the place.
Satsu, I have a really bad joke. And I have to answer this joke by text. I'll have to put this into the chat. But what do you call a baby bee?
Is it not just a bee?
I'll put it in chat in just a second. We give it 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And I'll explain it if you don't get it. Because it's really cheesy. A baby bee is a lowercase b.
I've got a package
A package.
that I have to deliver.
I see.
Ah, so this is how they're going to introduce this other town.
Have I gotten emailed? No, I've not. But I don't know, man, like it's been nice to kind of chill. Honestly, the streaming has been very therapeutic for me. Because I get to vent and I get to hang out with my friends and do things. Honestly, I wish my friends were around more often. We kind of ran out of steam.
Ugh.
Doom is gonzo.
Pretty often, yeah.
We're waiting for VG. I want Tur to show up more often.
I'll say it'll be harder for them just because they usually have obligations with others a whole bunch too.
Yeah. I've been dying to get CJ in here, but he just doesn't show up.
I'll say give him a little bit of time. He might be more willing soon, but he had stuff come up.
I'm aware of what happened.
I think today he finally went into work for a little bit.
Gotcha. I am of the mind that the best way to help with grief is to be around people who care about you.
I will say after a certain point I agree. I'll say for some people at least they are better to mourn privately.
Yeah.
Especially with his mentality on how those things go.
Man.
At a certain point though, he will need some company.
Yeah, he definitely will. I want him around. I've been wanting to cheer him up personally, and like I hope that what I have prepared for him for the Relic Fall game will be nice. Because I think I'm just going to try and give him more of a feel-good tutorial compared to everyone else. I mean, honestly, when it comes to the mummies and ancient Egypt and the World of Darkness world, it kind of was a utopia.
Oh yeah.
Because it was a situation where supernaturals and humans basically lived together and there weren't any issues. Yeah. So the joke was, what do you... I went to go brush. The joke was, what do you call a baby bee? The answer? A lowercase b.
Ugh.
I just need some children to be embarrassed. See, I think I'll do good as a father because I'll be able to make those jokes just nonstop in real life situations. I actually
Goddamn dad jokes.
I got kicked out of a meeting because of my puns.
Is it because they were too bad, or was it because it was distracting them too much?
Probably both.
God.
It kind of went off rapid fire. Can't take the shit anymore. Get out. Like the first one got a few like laughs. The second one got a few like ha ha. The third one I got nothing but dead silence, and then after that they kicked me out. Good strategy. It's the 3-strike drought. Well, 4-strike drought, I guess. I gotta go to sleep. Oral board exam. Okay, man. I wish you luck.
Take care, my dude, and best wishes with it.
Have a nice night, bro.
Still playing this fucking music for this place.
Peace, Pat and friend. I'll remember your names one day. Have a nice night, bro. I'm thinking tomorrow I'll do Into the Radius, to be honest. Either that or Cyberpunk.
Oh, and for Chur's birthday, I got him that.
Oh yeah, I saw. I want to play it. I want to do a side-by-side with him.
Let's see.
If he'd
I'm not
be
sure
down for
if he's
that.
gonna play it tomorrow or not, but we'll see.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Just here. Because I've streamed today, like... I think this is a little boring, plus, like, I don't want to just rant too much. So, I'll go ahead and end the stream here. I appreciate if anybody else has come along. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into stuff tomorrow. It'll probably be a longer stream of Into the Radius or Cyberpunk, but I'm kind of feeling Into the Radius more, one, because I need to exercise, and two, because new update. But hope y'all have a nice night. I hope you guys have fun.